This is Hannibal here, live in Avril Lavigne's hometown. By the way, she is getting an Order of Canada honor coming up very soon. Stu Hart got that same honor. What do you think about? She used to work at this Home Hardware.
Yes, indeed, as well as La Pizzeria, the pizza location that is so storied and associated with her here in Napanee. That we were there last night for a little bit of a street interview, but we're here to talk about tonight, hours away.
Yeah, exactly. Tickets are going to be $30 at the door, flat fee, $30 Canadian, or you can get them in advance at ticketweb.ca. It's a rainy day out. The weather is crap. So what a better day to make the short drive here if you're from Belleville, Kingston, Ottawa, Toronto. It's only 2 hours from Ottawa, Toronto, like 15 minutes from Belleville, Kingston. We know Mario's on his way. I've seen the pictures of him driving with Paul Roma.
Yes.
Rene Dupree's here. Angel Medina is here.
Yes.
So all the stars are here. I'm here. The biggest star of them all, Hannibal. And of course, the gentleman himself, Jack Kilby.
Of the big money players. I've been in communication already with Mr. Nathan Banner. He's also on his way. And I know I haven't spoken to Rene, but that clock over there is ticking.
12:25 p.m. and we are going to air this in two separate live streams. I will be testing the live stream feed all afternoon. There will be one at 7 p.m. and there will be an intermission then at 9:15 p.m. The second half, the first ever Great North Wrestling live stream of a live event. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's tremendous, and it's indicative of where we're going as a company. It's going to be the biggest show that Napanee's seen since 2017. Just a quick note for the fans as well. We were going to do a Q&A at the Buckle in Kingston today with Mario Mancini and Pretty Paul Roma, but unfortunately, due to an administrative problem at the Buckle, we weren't able to do that. But we're opening the doors here at 5:30 p.m. to allow extra time for the fans to come in and interact with the talent and ask a question or two of Mario and Paul.
As far as Mario, he snapped off at me. The Bruiser said it looked like he probably peed his pants. He snapped off at me in an interview last weekend. Has he calmed down? I mean, I've seen the video that he made driving here, so obviously he's coming.
No, he's it's interesting that Bruiser, let's tell it like it is. Bruiser started this with all the hyperbole, all the insults, and Mario's the type of guy that will, go with the flow, but I think he reached his breaking point, and Bruiser and Hardcore Steve and Sykes are going to be in for one hell of a battle with Mario and his Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling talent that I'm so looking forward to meeting and having on the show. In addition to Bloodsaw will be taking on Genesis, and the Holy Trinity from Quebec, 2/3 of them are going to be facing the father-son team of the Speeds from New York State. It's going to be stacked from top to bottom. Plus, how can I forget the reigning and defending Montreal Fight League MMA champion just signed this week to wrestle here tonight in Napanee, and that would be the Black Dragon. Big things for him in this company. He's a monster.
He is a monster, and I heard he does have the Montreal Fight League championship, the legitimate MMA championship, the highest level of MMA in Canada before you go on to the professionals. And I understand he wants the Canadian title, which is in the big money players' possession right now.
Well, you can want a lot of things. I know Rene Dupree also wants to get a shot at that title. But as I've said this week and prior weeks, Nathan Banner is going to take this guy out. I know you guys had an interview this past week, and Rene seemed to be saying that he wasn't familiar totally with the body of work of Mr. Banner, but that's okay. Mr. Banner is 6'5" and 325 pounds. He's very well paid, and he's going to end the career of Rene Dupree right here tonight. That's why I pointed to that clock. We're hours away, and it's got to be eating him in the pit of his stomach. But before we go, I want to touch on the other big match.
I will just say one thing, though, about Banner and Rene Dupree. They were both in Japan It's going to be a very hard-hitting match. You're not going to be seeing any stomp punching in that match. These guys are going to go, and they both have something to prove, especially Banner, who is trying to get back into WWE. Renee has been there. He's done it all, but I don't think he likes legitimate what Banner's been yapping about. No more than what Paul Roma liked about the Bruiser throwing some shots at him.
Well, you know what I don't like about Renee? The fact that he concussed me in November at Renfrew Reckoning and put me on the shelf for my other endeavors.
Did he break the briefcase? Where's the briefcase?
I've got a new briefcase. Don't you worry about that. The other briefcase is toast thanks to him hitting me flush on. You can go and check the video out right upside the head.
Did you get the tracksuit from Greg Gagne, by the way?
Greg Gagne and I are very tight. He's sharing a lot of tips with me, including styling and profiling as only a sharp middle-aged G can. But I want to hit one last match to talk about, and that is my co-host on the Shooting from the Hip pod. He came in last night. He's at the gym right now. I would be talking about the Kingpin, Angel Medina. He's going to be defending that gorgeous hardcore road trip title tonight here against Big Daddy Roy. And I'm going to continue to say, and I told him last night, you're taking Big Daddy lightly, and it's a mistake because the man is not only big, strong, but he's agile and he knows what he's doing in there at a very decorated